For this video, we're going to be talking about the Week 14 Buy Low, Sell High players of fantasy basketball when talking about the weeks of January 17th to January 23rd. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETZ Fantasy Basketball. On this channel, I focus on helping you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues by posting weekly fantasy basketball updates. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Soom and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. I run the channel ezBUCKETZ on YouTube, but on this channel, I talk only fantasy hoops. So of course, if you love the videos, welcome. But if you want more than just weekly videos and want one-on-one fantasy basketball support, go check out my Patreon page down below. All the information will be there to help you guys with trade advice, roster advice, and many more. So of course, check that out if you're interested. And even if you're not interested this season, just think about it for next season. But without wasting time, let's get into the Week 14 Buy Low, Sell High players. We're gonna start off with the SellHigh Players. I got 8 players on today's list, players that right now are overperforming, and I simply believe you should trade them immediately before their value goes back to normal. I got Malik Monk on this list, Marvin Bagley, Josh Giddey of OKC, Lance Stevenson. I got Miles Bridges, Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, and Devin Booker. Malik Monk is on this list because a few games ago, and of course a few weeks ago, Malik Monk was the starting caliber player on the Lakers, and I don't see his value dropping to nothing. He's still gonna be valuable, which is why he's a good trading asset. But right now, from what we are seeing Anthony Davis potentially going to return soon, and with that being said, Malik Monk will drop his usage rate, and right now, with Russell Westbrook also struggling, Monk has stepped up. But sooner or later, the Lakers are going to shift Monk to come off the bench as their 6th man, so trade him immediately while he's getting good consistent minutes right now. Marvin Bagley just dropped a 27-point double-double, and with that being said, he's getting a lot of minutes because the Kings don't have Richaun Holmes. But as soon as Richaun Holmes returns, Marvin Bagley will go back to normal and not be putting up those elite numbers anymore. Josh Giddey the other day dropped a triple-double and was the youngest player to do that. And if I'm gonna be honest, Josh Giddey is not gonna put up these numbers throughout the entire fantasy season, so trade him right now while his name is all over the social media. Lance Stevenson getting a lot of burn because Malcolm Brogdon and Karis LeVert have been injured and not being as active, but sooner or later when Malcolm Brogdon and Karis LeVert becomes healthy, Lance will go back to normal. Miles Bridges, on the other hand, is a great most improved player target this year, but recently he's been better than usual because Kelly Oubre Jr. is in COVID protocols. But as Kelly Oubre Jr. comes back, Miles Bridges will return to normal. I got Damian Lillard on this list because Dame just got surgery, and from what we're hearing, he could be back for fantasy playoffs. But in my personal opinion, there's a chance he might not even come back at all. So that's why I sell him high right now as a first-round, second-round type of player before we get that news that potentially Damian Lillard could miss the entire season. Chris Middleton right now is a spectacular fantasy player because Jrue Holiday is out. So right now with him dropping 30 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebound games, sell him super high as sooner or later Jrue Holiday is nearing a return. And then when talking about Devin Booker, he just dropped a near 50-point game with 48 points. So of course, Devin Booker is not going to do this every single night. So sell him high as soon as possible. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the buy low candidates, 8 players for today's video on players that I believe are cheaper than usual because of their value right now. I'm putting Russell Westbrook at the top of this list, Julius Randle, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, and CJ McCollum. Russell Westbrook has been struggling over the past couple of games. Ever since getting 10 turnovers a few games ago, Russell Westbrook has been afraid to attack, has been afraid to play make. But sooner or later, the Lakers are going to need him to step up and get focused for a deep playoff run. So of course, buy low right now, as he used to be a second-round value player, but now he's dropped to a 5th-round player. Then I got Julius Randle. As the Knicks want to make a play-in tournament push, Julius Randle has to step up. And right now with the Knicks organization and the fan base criticizing him, Randle wants to improve. Next up, we got Klay Thompson. Ever since his return, Klay has not been living up to expectation, but of course we expected that. But sooner or later, as the Golden State Warriors want to finish off the season on a positive note, they're gonna need Klay Thompson to step up. Steph Curry, on the other hand, has been struggling over the past couple of weeks when it comes to efficiency and making his shots, but I do believe right now he's gonna have to step it up as he wants to win the MVP conversation and of course take the Warriors to a whole nother level. Kevin Durant and Zach LaVine are on this list because right now they're dealing with an injury that could make them out 6 to 8 weeks, but sooner sooner or later, if they do come back, which I do believe they both will, that'll be the fantasy playoffs. So right now, if you're doing well in your fantasy basketball standings and could be a little patient, trade for Zach LaVine and Kevin Durant, of course, at a much cheaper price, as the managers and owners might be afraid they might not return on time to help them make a playoff spot. So only trade for these guys at a buy low rate if you're doing well in your standings. Then I got Donovan Mitchell. Right now, he's been struggling for the Utah Jazz, but sooner or later, he's going to pick it up as he is the main franchise player and will start hitting his shots. And CJ McCollum just came back from a long-term injury of his lung, but sooner or later, without Damian Lillard, CJ's going to keep getting better. So get him now while he's not putting up those elite 30-point double-doubles. So yes, guys, this wraps up my video talking about the Week 14 buy low and sell high players. Once again, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Soom, and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. My job here is to help you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues. But of course, if you want one-on-one fantasy basketball support, go check out my Patreon page down below. All the information will be there. But other than that, take it easy. God bless. See you all next time on ezBUCKETZ. Woo!
I got angels flying all